Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today let's talk about iOS 14 and along with iOS 14 some customization tips and some pro tips. So let's get started. We're going to talk about how to change your app icons. This can be done via the Siri shortcut app. It's available on the App Store. Your phone should have it pre-installed. After you launch the app, go into scripting, then into apps, choose an app. So say let's choose the calculator. Now you have the scripting on. You go into the three-dot menu, you rename the shortcut. So I'm going to keep it zigzag just for testing purposes. You can even change the app icon. You can even add a photograph if you want. So I'm just going to keep this dog icon on it, and that's it, you're done. Now next, remember to put it on the home screen. So you say add to home screen, and now it should show up on the home screen. The only problem with this is that when you try and open it, it goes to the Siri shortcut and then jumps into your app, like a two-step process. But it does work, and if you're really into creating your own home screen, definitely check this out and send me your home screen screenshots on Twitter and Instagram. The links in the description. Before we move on, do subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notified. We all know that now you can finally add widgets to the home screen, so I'm not going to go through that, but what I'm going to tell you is that you can create a smart stack. Now what you can do is you can have your, say, weather widget, and on top of that maybe a screen time widget or the news widget. So you're not looking at the weather, say, the entire day. Maybe you're looking at it once a day or maybe twice a day. So what the phone does is that it learns when you're actually looking at that widget, and say you're looking at it between 4 o'clock to say 6 o'clock every day, it'll automatically jump to that widget, which is an amazing thing. So say you want to check out the news and you want the feed running the entire day, a smart stack would be a really good idea to do that. Now with iOS 14 you can actually choose how many app pages you would want, and accordingly you can say select or deselect that particular page. So maybe on the weekends you would want a certain page, and over the weekdays you would want a certain page. So you can go into the mode and you can select and unselect whichever page you want. And what Apple does really well, which normal Android phones do not, that it learns your app layout and your app pages, and you can select and unselect or deselect them whenever you want. So that's a really good feature, and I'd say you definitely should use it. Also, the pages which you deselect automatically go into the app library, which you have on the right side of the home screen, which is again another plus point. And it is really good to have that if you don't want a cluttered home screen. The other thing is that if you want to reach on the last page of your home screen, you can just swipe down on that bar. You don't need to swipe off every page. So say you want to reach the 4th page, you can do it really easily. Now third-party apps have started coming in with widgets, and Google was not so far behind. So there is this amazing Google widget which you should definitely check out. You can search, you can go into Google Lens, you can go into voice search, you can even do an incognito search right from the widget. So there are multiple apps popping up on the App Store about how you can create your own widget, and maybe some apps have their own widgets. But yeah, I am waiting for developers like say WhatsApp or Facebook to come out with their own widget. That would be good. So let's see how that goes. But this Google widget is definitely good, and you should definitely check this out. Okay, the next is not a particular tip or a trick, it is more like an information. So Apple really recognizes privacy, and what it has done is that today if you have the camera on, it automatically gives you a green indication or a light on top, and if you have the microphone on, it'll give you a yellow light or an icon on top of your home screen. This also works with old devices. You should definitely keep an eye on this when you're surfing the web, etc. Now the next one is connected to what I was talking about at the start of the video, which is creating your smart stack and it automatically rotating. Remember to turn on the smart rotate function. You can do it via the widget itself, or you can go into this jiggle mode and then go into the widgets and get it done. So let me just add a widget for you quickly. So now I have 3 widgets here. One is the news, the other one is weather, and the third one is screen time. You can even swipe off one to delete the widget, but definitely remember to turn on the smart rotate. Otherwise the widget will not change and it will show you a constant widget which you will have to manually go and change. Now the next one is pretty interesting and I'm pretty sure most of you must have seen this, but if you head under accessibility, touch accommodations and into the back tab. So now the iPhone with iOS 14 can do these double tap and triple tap actions. As you can see, I have set it to screenshot and home. So double tapping the back of your phone will take a screenshot. You can set this to maybe, open up even WhatsApp for that matter. It'll do that. Nothing great, but pretty useful. So I don't even remember which buttons to press to get the screenshot on. So this really helps. So now let's talk about the picture-in-picture mode. This only currently works with a few applications. It does not work with applications like YouTube, which I generally watch a lot. But yes, it does work with Apple TV, Netflix, and other apps like that. So you just have to play a movie, and while you're watching it on, say, the full screen, you swipe up to go home, and there you have the picture-in-picture mode. And now your entire screen can be usable. You can increase or decrease the size of the window by simply pinching into it or pinching out. However, you can minimize this. Now this is a really good feature which I've been talking about, that you can minimize the picture-in-picture mode to see the entire screen if you want to. Say you're texting someone and you want the entire screen for a second, you can do that. You can basically move this picture-in-picture window anywhere on the entire home screen. Now this works with video calls and video messaging as well. It currently only works with FaceTime, but I'm sure WhatsApp and other such apps are soon going to have these functionalities. The next one is basically a good tip. So if you do not like the inbuilt Safari browser, you can definitely check this out. You have to head under settings and go down and scroll to Chrome or whichever browser, say you like Mozilla Firefox. So definitely scroll down to Mozilla Firefox, and in that you can choose your default browser app. Now this is a good feature which Apple has introduced, and finally you can choose your own browser. You can even do this for the mail app. So say you use Gmail and not the traditional mail app of Apple, you can do that as well. You can even choose Outlook if you're using it as your work phone or something. You can definitely do that as well under the settings. Now the next one is more of a iOS 14 feature, but I just wanted to put this here. If you're using iMessage and you have regular group chats, you should definitely use this one. So all you have to do is press the message which you would want to talk about and then click on reply, and you'll be able to reply to that particular message, which is a good thing because this was available on WhatsApp a couple of years ago and Facebook Messenger eventually came up with it. It's a really good feature to have so that you do not have to keep in mind which message to reply first, and you could be talking about 1,000 things, and this one really helps. And Apple has done it in a very different way. So as soon as you click on that particular message, it shows you a connection string which is there. Now you can do one more thing. You can even address the people in the group with an @ and the name, and that person will get alerted. So if you want to ping someone, you can definitely do that. The next one is pretty interesting. You can use your phone to recognize different sounds. Now you can find this under accessibility and sound recognition, but also that you cannot enable this without disabling Hey Siri, which me as a person does not want. But if you are okay with that and you do not use Hey Siri, definitely check this out. What it does is it hears sounds for you and then gives you a notification. So for example, say you are you have a door knock or a dog barking, and maybe you're asleep or you can't hear it, your phone will give you a notification. This even works with an Apple Watch, so the Apple Watch will get a notification. It's a very good feature that way. Now coming to the last tip, if you use Hey Siri to make calls, do check this out. You can say Hey Siri, call XYZ and on speaker, which will automatically put the call on speaker, and you can truly talk to someone hands-free. This still does not work in picking up or answering calls, but nevertheless, that gets us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching.